Dr. Sayer?
What is it?
It's a fucking miracle.
All right. The third Penny Marshall film that we have seen, or at least I've seen, I don't know if you watched more of hers, but it is Awakenings. Robert De Niro, Robin Williams. To preface this, I was not a humongous fan of this one. I love Big. Big is probably one of my favorite movies ever. Um, and A League of Their Own is also a very, very, very good movie. So coming into this one, I kind of had maybe too high the expectations, and I was kind of like,
It's a
"Oh,
different movie.
this one is depressing, super, super, super depressing."
Sort of, in a manner of speaking. Yeah, I think it's not as it has some uplifting moments. There's a departure in this movie a bit. First of all, it's Robin Williams not funny.
Cocaine. What a wonderful drug. Anything that makes you paranoid and impotent, give me more of that.
So this is like one of the earliest real serious roles that he took as like as a actor. Although he's still funny in it, there's still absolutely moments that are hilarious. I love this movie. I think it's the performances in it are some of the best performances you'll see. Uh, Robert De Niro is unbelievable physically. So the story is that Robin Williams gets a job at a hospital. He finds that there is a whole group of people who have been basically asleep for 40, 30 years. Nobody's caring. Nobody knows what to do with them. Nobody gives a shit. The staff too is so cold, right? William Hurt is the main boss, and he's kind of just this cold dude and whatever. And just there's something about Robin Williams, and he's did this in every single movie, basically every single movie that he's ever been in, was to really bring out that human touch and smile and empathy to everybody. I mean, he was a genius at it. He was a real saint. Another thing that probably not a lot of people know about Robin Williams, he would only work on a movie if they would hire homeless people to work on the movie. So some of the behind the scenes people were homeless. He would make them hire. You had to hire, if you wanted Robin Williams, you had to hire a certain amount of homeless people. So he always had this humanity to him. And I think this is one of his greatest roles, because if you ever watch Robin Williams stand up, he's very loud. He's very boisterous. He's all over the place. You know, he's, oh my God, right? Super. And he just slowed everything down in this movie. I mean, slowed everything down. It is kind of a boring movie because he's so quiet. And, I think you can't do better than that. So long story short, he finds a drug that awakens them. So they actually, all of these older people become awake, come out in 1969, which is a crazy time. Later, when he's starting to have issues with the drugs that they're giving him, you know, where he's starting to do this like weird ticks and things. And he does it so perfectly. You know, he's a character actor, so he really kind of physically changes his body, which I think is fantastic as compared to other. Now, get this, he did that the same exact year that he did Goodfellas. Okay, so put those two together,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, that's crazy. The film itself is a true story. You know, so it's absolutely, this absolutely happened. A bit like it is in the movie. Penny Marshall, I think, always has a great thing in all of her movies, Big, including especially in League of Their Own, but in Awakenings, is this human element, right?
Mhm.
Forget everything else. It's just this human interaction, person to person, right? The nurse, who is Marge Simpson's voice, and Robin Williams' character, just those moments of interaction with each other is really what makes this movie so beautiful and so great. I think too, just like she did with A League of Her Own, the period piece of it is 1969. It takes place in 1969. These are older people in 1969, so they're from the 20s coming into 1969, being awakened basically, and it's the way that she can just tell that story beautifully with the characters. These are almost characters that we know in a way.
There was no doubt that Robin Williams and Robert De Niro were I don't want to say carried the film, but like they had a lot to do. Like either how subtle their performance was for Robin Williams or how out there Robert De Niro had to be, and it
Yeah.
definitely it clashed, but in a good way. It made the film better. Um, I don't know. I think it's just for me like
It was less funny than the other movies for sure. Her other movies.
yeah, but I mean I love Good Will Hunting, and that movie's not funny whatsoever. Well, it is funny, but Robin Williams' character isn't a funny guy. So
Right. There's some great imagery too. Penny Marshall does. There's a scene where when Robin Williams first takes De Niro out of the hospital, right? So he wakes up after 30 years.
Mhm.
He can finally leave the hospital, and Robin Williams takes him, and he's walking down these steps. And if you notice, he's walking down the steps, and there's a little kid holding hands with her parent walking up the steps. So there's this little kid, going up, and he's coming down, learning pretty much how to walk again. And it's just beautiful imagery. There's some really great shots in there. Penny Marshall was fantastic at those human moments, I think.
and honestly, I think the best shot in the film is probably like the ending when Robin Williams is watching that film or the video that they've created.
When he was
When-
awake.
Yeah, that was really nice, and also just seeing Robin Williams watch that, and his, he's happy, he's sad, he's,
Yeah.
trying to process the emotions of what happened. That
Yeah,
was
you're literally watching two of the greatest actors to ever live, play with each other in that movie. And I think it's so important to even have that capture them too. And they were actually really good friends, by the way. Robin Williams and Robert De Niro were really good friends. They were actually really good friends with John Belushi. They were both with John Belushi the night that he died. They weren't there when he died, but they were with him, right? They left the party, then, he had an overdose or whatever. Awakenings is still one of my greatest. I love that movie. As somebody who has acted and would love to continue acting, to get a role like what De Niro had to do in that movie, and then to nail it is just something else.
yeah, that's pretty rare.
It's something else.
Where are my glasses?
They're on your face.
Thank you.
What the film?